Okay, Brody, so I know you couldn't make it to office hours today because you were having some technical difficulties, so hopefully we can get those resolved by tomorrow since we have class tomorrow. But in the meantime, I wanted to walk you through how to take what we've written here on your U2L7 mini project slides and turn that into HTML code on your web page. So first off, the assignment that I'm in can be found under your classwork tab, week 16. U2L7 mini project, click on your copy of the slides, and hopefully this is familiar to you because we worked to complete this together in office hours a few weeks ago. So reminder of what this is. I'll zoom in a little bit here. We have the directions here for the requirements. So we needed a title, a paragraph, a list, and we wrote all that over here together. So our title was going to be all about soccer. Here's our introductory paragraph. Here's our list title, and here are our list items. The link to this activity where you're actually going to take this content and change it into code is here, U2L7 activity 4. So I'll follow this link here, and it'll take you to your version of this. I'm working on my version of this. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the contents out here. This is exactly what you should see when you open up your version of U2L7 Activity 4. When I say your version, it just means it's going to link to your account. So I have my account, you have your account, it's going to open up your account, not my account. So we're starting with the HTML, but I do want you to notice you have both files over here, index and style. We'll do the style next. We'll focus on the HTML first. I'm not sure if you have this space in between your body and end body, so we'll just pretend like you don't. Your style sheet's already linked here in the head and end head, notice, in between those two tags. So you don't need to link your style sheet. It's already linked. We'll come back to that later. All of your content needs to go in between body and end body. These backslash tags mean end. That tells the computer that that's the end of your code. So all of this content that we created right here needs to go in between body and end body. Now, we can't just copy and paste this content directly from your slide because we have to tell the computer how we want the content formatted. So starting with your title, that's what would go at the very top, we need to decide how large we want our title to be. If we want it to be the largest text possible, we're going to go to slide 1 and review our tags here. If we want it to be the largest size possible, we're going to use a heading tag. That tells the computer that this is a heading, so it needs to be larger than the rest of the text. And we can use H1 to make it biggest, H6 to make it smallest, or anywhere in between is just a scale. So H2 is a little smaller than H1, H3 is a little smaller than H2, and so on until you get to H6. So if we want to use the largest heading possible, we would use H1 and then the end H1 tag. So I'll go here and show you what that would look like. Again, I'm between body and end body. H1, and Brody's title was All About Soccer. So I'm going to write All About Soccer, and then end H1. And you'll notice that my title pops up over here on the right hand side. Then I'm going to hit the enter button. I'm going to figure out my next piece of content. So I go back here. Next I have my introductory paragraph. Go back to those HTML tags and I see my paragraph needs to be surrounded by P and NP. So I start with my paragraph tag and I write my introduction. Of course, you're not just going to write the word introduction because you actually have an introductory paragraph all ready to go. You're going to put your introductory paragraph in there, and then you're going to end your paragraph. Now you might notice that it's already turning your paragraph a color, and that's because there's already some rules in my style sheet. You won't have rules in your style sheet yet. Your style sheet will be blank, so all of your text should be black. So it should be paragraph size and black. We'll deal with the style sheet later. Excuse me. Next, you have your list title. You're going to use Other Reasons I Like Soccer. Now your list title needs to use a heading tag as well, just like you did here on your main heading, which tells us what your website's about. Probably want to use a smaller sized heading tag because it's not the main focus, right? It's going to be the focus of just your list. So maybe you go with H3, H4. You can make the choice, but this title here for your list needs to be surrounded by those heading tags. So I'm going to say I'd like to use H3, and I'll put my list title here. And then, of course, end H3 afterwards. Of course, your list title won't be called list title. It'll actually have the name of your list. And then this is the part where we need some very specific instruction because the list can be a little bit tricky. So here are your list items, and of course you're going to have to break these up. But you're going to want to first decide, do I want an unordered list with bullet points or an ordered list with numbers? Because you're talking about other reasons you like soccer, it's probably easiest to go with an unordered list for bullet points, unless you want to rank them. If you want to rank the reasons, then you could use an ordered list. But I'm just going to stick with an unordered list here. So here's my list title. Next comes the beginning of my list. And I tell the computer that I want an unordered list with bullet points by using the UL tag. Then I'm going to hit enter again. Around every single one of my list items, those are the bullet points in my list, I need the LI and end LI tags. So let's go here and start with an LI, and I'll say first reason, and then end LI. Of course, you wouldn't write first reason. You would write exactly what you have here for the first item. I like to be on different teams every few years. Then you're going to hit enter. Next reason, end LI. And so on until you've listed all 3 items in your list. And then you'll need to tell the computer, I'm done with my list. So take a look at what you used in the beginning. That was the UL tag. We need the end UL tag at the end. And now I've got all my code over here on the right. You can see my heading, my introductory paragraph, my list title, and my list. So that's exactly what you need to know to take this information here and turn it into HTML on code.org. I'm going to follow up with a second video for your style sheet.